Hello, everyone. Welcome to Austria then for the bronze race now here in. Where are we? Here in Spielberg then. And this is round 11 then, of course. Well, I should have mentioned on Sunday, but shockingly I didn't because I didn't look at the calendar. But it is, of course, we have a break week after this one, don't we? So this is my last time I'm going to be commentating for a couple of, for a week or two. So I'll be going back into hibernation, I think, then. So good stuff indeed. Let's make the most of it, shall we? Let's have a doozy of a Grand Prix here tonight in the Styrian Mountains, then. And of course, bronze is one of the closest championships, or the ALR championships are being contested in this season's World Championships. And of course, it is Dynamo Dan who leads the way. He is on. He is on 129 points then. Only 26 points in front of last week's Grand Prix winner, Jinner, who is so just a win and a fastest lap point behind at the moment. And with the sprint format happening here tonight in bronze, that championship could be whittled down, or could be even overthrown here for Jinner. 1 point behind Jinner is Bob. 1 point behind Bob is New Potato. And 2 points behind New Potato is You Mad Bro. 103, 102 and 101 points for those drivers there. And of course, then 2 points back, and then on 99 points is You Mad Bro. I am absolutely loving the Bronze Championship at the moment, and it is going to be hotly contested from here on in. I would hazard a guess that we're at halfway when we return from our summer vacation. Well, more like winter vacation, really, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, as it is rather cold outside, isn't it? To say the least. That is, we've got our first couple of cars out on circuit. We just returned to the championship at the moment. Someone's on intermediate tyres, which is shocking behaviour. Echo in sixth position at the moment, and he's on 34 points. He's 34 points behind You Mad Bro on 65 known. Serious Mushroom 10 points for a back in seventh position. Sick as Muck in eighth. Marsky in ninth, and TK completes the top 10. We've got a new driver, which we'll talk about in just a jiffy, who is taken over from the man who was sixth in the World Championship. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's going to be quite a interesting dynamic, I think. We'll talk about that in a second now. Alpine at least the Constructors' Championship, 84 points in front of the Ferrari team in second. Alpha Tauri are 8 points behind the Ferrari in third position, then with Alfa Romeo in fourth million. All three Italian teams and having a great time in bronze. And Red Bull Racing 1 point behind the Alfa Romeo team in fifth, with Mercedes on the same number of points as Red Bull. My golly gosh. Then Haas are in seventh position. The Williams team are 8th, Aston Martin in ninth, and McLaren brings up the rear then as we now get going in. So who is the first driver out? I think it's Tomo Tip-Top. It is indeed then who is in the McLaren Mercedes. And it just sounds right, doesn't it, when you have McLaren Mercedes. Interested with the future of McLaren and all that kind of stuff. And of course, really then, if you want to compete in Formula One these days, you have to have a works engine, really, don't you? And unfortunately, McLaren have got the Mercedes, which was the best engine on the grid then. However, whether that's the case now or not remains to be seen then. So, yes, this is only short qualifying, which we normally have short qualifying in bronze, but then we go straight into the sprint race. And of course, if you win the sprint race, you also start first for the actual race itself. And if you get the cut of my jib, that'd be fantastic. You also get 8 points as well. And that is going to be very dangerous indeed for Dynamo Dan. His first DNF of his season last time out in Silverstone. And he was absolutely furious, wasn't he, there? And I think there's also a 5-second penalty for someone as well, which I should have read it out earlier on, but shockingly I didn't. And here is the newest member on the bronze grid. It's Kiki. He's also driving in the 100% league, but Kiki is now been replacing William. Then Tom has gone fast, said. Stars retired from the session then with Marsky's going quicker, and You Mad Bros had not a very good start outside the blocks then. Not a very good start then. But this is Kiki, and he is, as he's given his teammates a very nice tow indeed. But this is going to be an absolute pressure cooker for Kiki, isn't it there? Now, I suppose that I'm not really helping him, am I, bro, saying that? But he is joining the team that has been very much head and shoulders above everyone else in all of bronze. This season, haven't they, the Alpine team? But with William decided to step away. He was missing the last 10 races, I believe, anyway. But William then stepping away then from the Alpine team. which means that Kiki has taken up the reins then, and he will be, and of course Kiki, we wish him the best of luck there, but he's going to have a lot of work to do, isn't it there? But it's going to be pressure, isn't it? But that is going to be interesting to see how the rest of the field also reacts to this news. And Collins is off the circuit now. Dynamo Dunn, the championship leader, needs to get himself back on the horse, so to speak, in that famous number 7 Ferrari now in bronze trim. Anyway, fantastic. Sick as muck. It has got the 5-second penalty. Thank you very much, Smithy. I'm glad someone's listening to me then, because that I could have been there for a long time. Such Sick as muck, who I think he had the best result of his career last time out, didn't he, in Silverstone? He took Ginner to the line. He took Ginner right to the very line, didn't he? It was a fantastic performance indeed. That Dynamo Dan goes second fast and 4/10 of a second away from Ginner. I feel that Ginner's now a 2-time Grand Prix winner. I think that Dynamo Dan is going to be very nervous about Ginner, because he is starting to become a major problem, I think, for the Ferrari team and for Dynamo Dan himself in the championship hunt. Then this is a potential banana skin as well here tonight in bronze with the sprint. Remember what. And also remember what happened in gold on Sunday as the championship leader Percy. Of course, there was some results that had to be rectified, I think, from the British Grand Prix, and I think that the results did actually affect Percy. So he was 2 points in front, so he was still in the World Championship up until the end of the race, well, until sprint actually. So yes, but unfortunately Percy having a difficult day in gold, I should say, and it was the two championship rivals came to blows as well in the sprint at turn 4. TK has gone fastest there by 0.05 of a second, half a tenth of a second at this moment in time. Then, oh my golly gosh, I'm neglecting you on the comments and shameful behaviour by myself. Here comes Billet, or is it Psycho? I'm not too sure what to call him at the moment, but whatever. He had a good race in Silverstone, didn't he, Billet? And hopefully he can really gain that momentum as well. He's very much in the thick of the action now. Swanshanks close but no cigar, but he was hoping to get himself back into the points for at least a couple of races here tonight then. Good luck, drivers. Have fun and be respectful. Kaz is saying it. Let's go bronze. Put on another great show. Smith White is saying as well. Billet, hi guys. Good luck. Have fun. Evening show. Good evening to you, Serious Mushroom. Echo last the first challenge. Sarah's Echo is starting from the back of the field as he gave his fellow drivers in the paddock a challenge this week. If he had 15 hearts, he would start from the back of the field, and lo and behold, he had a lot. So Echo is starting at the back of the field then. Hopefully it's 8-7 as well. At least I got a teammate that turns up then. Good luck everyone as Jared's going out. No bother. Fantastic. Kiki is actually a second time run. Is much better. He's right behind his teammate Ginner then, and I think that if the drivers ever thought there was going to be a chink in the armour of the Alpine team, which has been, I think this is the only championship where the AlphaTauri is not actually leading the constructors, because they have been absolutely dominant in every other championship the ALR has hosted for this 8th season. And goodness me, it's also our 4th birthday in a month's time as well, so keep an eye out for that one, folks. But coming across the line then, Umabro does go fast there, and basically drives my point home that I know nothing. Well, I talk about absolute nonsense, as he's shown that the AlphaTauri is also quick in this championship as well, which I never said they weren't. But this is the only championship they're not leading the constructors at the moment. But like Marvski and Umabro, I was quite confidently predicting at the beginning of the season that they were going to be a very strong candidate for constructors. But Marvski has not hit the ground running yet, has he? He's a former Grand Prix winner in bronze, but he's struggling with these evolution of Formula One cars at the moment, isn't he? Vintage, a very good time there for the Williams team. And of course, Vintage has returned after a 3-race absence, so it's great to see him back in the car. He is in 5th position at the moment, in front of the championship leader, which is Dynamo Dan. This is only to set up the grid, I remind you, for the it's only setting up the grid, I remind you, for the sprint race. And of course, the sprint race is 12 laps then, and Knowlesy put it beautifully well, because I think he said 1/3 race distance, didn't he, or something like that. I can't remember now what he said in the silver race last night, which of course, lo and behold, we also had rain as well, which was an action-packed race to say at least, wasn't it? Of course, Silver always seems to have some rain, but they all seem to have incredible races as well. I think that the championships for gold and silver have not been released just yet, so we can't update you on those at the moment, as there are still a couple of outstanding issues, and which I'm also expecting some issues also in bronze tonight. Not because I'm cynical. I am cynical, but also because this is a short, sharp track, and in the sprint, it seems like in the sprint, it just really it's really breeded chaos, hasn't it? Here in the opening 2 events in Austria. Of course, as I remind you, Diamond Dan up in the 5th position. And we have got a week's break after this end for gold, silver, bronze, and for 100%. Then Diamond Dan is now the meat in the Alpine sandwich. What about TK? He's going to start his lap now. We'll stay with TK and see what he can do. Duncan Dave across the line, and Duncan Dave goes into 14th fast. He got some points last time out, Duncan Dave did. And look at those. Goodness me, that looked very odd there, didn't it? It looked like the tyres are flat on the front there, but I think that was just a trick of the light, wasn't it? Even so, then I don't think he's got flat tyres. Then here comes Tomo tip top. Of course, his best result in bronze so far is 2nd position, and he's got 10th at the moment there in qualifying trim there. Even though he has a default helmet, which is shameful behaviour. Kiki, who's invalidated his time there, so he's got to go around again, as has his teammate Jinna and TK as well. Here comes Carl Bryan, and in the Red Bull, he's also sporting the Sergio Perez helmet. Kiki, you must be, and that's also a sign that someone arrived a little late then as well. Respect to Brooksy for the purple and black helmet. Bronze don't do issues, the issues do bronze. Facts there from Echo, and so especially, of course, when Echo's not on circuit at the moment, but he is sporting a purple and black helmet for his neighbour who passed away, sadly, a couple of years ago. That's a very cool, very nice tribute indeed then, and of course we'll keep an eye out for Brooksy as well, who's 2nd at the moment, but we'll talk more about that in the race for both drivers. And so hats off to Brooks as well for showing his support for his fellow driver in Echo. So it's very nice to see as Bullet has gone purple in the 2nd split time now. And just going over the crest of the hill then, as well as we go into turn 9 and 10 then, albeit I argue there's only 9 corners on this circuit. You probably could argue there's even less, really, isn't there? But there's technically 9, in my opinion, in the Formula 1 car, and that's stretching a bit, but apparently there's 10, because of that little kink going up into turn 3 is technically a turn 2, which I'm going to argue till the cows come home. Where the cow's been, I have no idea, but I do like to have a good old moan about something, and today it is at turn 2. Of course, also Silver was a cracking race last night as well. I'm not going to tell you too much about Silver, because I think you're going to have to read the race review, and for all you fans out there who do not get the privacy of the race review, it will be on social media platforms indeed. Of course, remember also give a like and follow to our TikTok as well, which the very talented Troy is the manager of that one. So good stuff indeed. Albeit I must admit I haven't really given many action points so far, which I probably shouldn't I really? I've got a lot to give Troy, I must say, this week. I mean, I could give him the unfortunate spin where he lost the lead in the sprint race, didn't he? Oh, that's harsh, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. I'm spitting fire tonight, and oh, good heavens, it must be this pass I had. I had a bit of a spicy spicy chicken kind of stuff for tea, which was very interesting indeed, I must say. But I hope that I hope it doesn't turn my stomach upside down. Otherwise, I might be rushing to the loo, which I've done once a couple of times before. I think the Belgian Grand Prix comes to mind in silver a couple of years ago, but that was because unfortunately I got too excited and made myself sick. Silver review, crash bang wallop is what Serious Mushroom is predicting. I really enjoyed Silver, I must say. It was chaos from first to the last one was there. And I also enjoyed it as well because I had the privilege of talking to Equals' dad then whilst Equals' dad as well whilst the race was going on, which was absolutely a pleasure as well. And I also found out that Mike Hawthorne is the only other driver to only win one race and go on to win the World Championship in 58. So fantastic that was. I did not know that, to be honest. So I'm chuffed to have that little piece of information now stored in my brain. And obviously something less important has escaped my brain. Probably, I don't know. I don't know, something to do with work, probably. But Brooksy is a 10th for a second down in the second split time now. But he's second at the moment. Brooksy has not really reached high gear this season, has he, Brooksy? Has it? He is down in 70th position. He has also changed his name back to just Brooksy 123, which is absolutely appalling behaviour because we only changed his name last week. So, of course, there's me. But I've got to say, it's such a hard life for me, isn't it? Of course, but it's good stuff indeed to have Brooksy's original name back. Swanshanks is just about to start us up now. We're going to go with the man who is the most recent winner in the bronze championship. So at the moment, Cirrus Mushroom in 16th. He's finished qualifying. Stars in 18th and Echo in 20th position. I say that Hungry Stars has been incredible in this 2023 in the 2023 calendar year, haven't they? Unlike a certain football team called Liverpool, who unfortunately, if the Premier League started in 2023, they would be last on 1 point with a -8 goal difference there for you Liverpoolian fans out there. Of course, the reason I'm bringing that up as well, because I enjoy the old banter. It seems like Liverpool, being a Liverpool fan on that, it seems like that the banter years are back now for Liverpool after our one and only Premier League title. But what can you do? Never mind. Marski, who's on circuit at the moment, he's in 8th position now. We've got 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Predictions, Kaz is asking. Well, it's going to be P1, P2 and P3 cars. And Cirrus Mushroom, me last said. I don't believe that for a second. And Cirrus Mushroom now is Kaz there flying into the pits. We had an incident, of course, with the championship leaders, not only in the sprint, but in the race as well. It wasn't shown on the stream, but Percy and Boxtel did come to blows when when Boxtel was coming into the pit lane as well, and there's a bit of needle going on between those two drivers, isn't it? I love it. I absolutely do indeed. Of course, maybe I'm just blown out of proportion a bit, but I think both drivers was probably a little unhappy with each other after Sunday. To be honest though, a bit of needle in the championship fight is what I love to see. Of course, I don't think Farfoot, Nosey or Smithy wants that, but luckily, I'm just a fool who sits on my rear in me socks and just talk about cars going around in circles. But it's a hard life, but someone has to do it. Brooks, talking to Percy, he's in the comments as well, so I better watch what I say. But he is saying that Brooksy to get to kill it T4. Oh goodness gracious me! I think that's where Brooksy and Boxout came to blows as well in the sprint race as well. It was could be a very decisive talking point in the championship. In all seriousness, and I'm really interested to see how that plays out. The problem... Oh my gosh, and what was that there? I think that was a McLaren just spinning around there, wasn't it? But I just looked up very quickly, and I've seen a Ferrari go through that McLaren there. A minute to go in this qualifying session. Human Bro is currently on pole position so far. And I think this is the first time he's been on pole position this season. Let me lean forward and get out my stat book. I don't think it is, to be honest, is it? Who am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at Human Bro. Yeah, he hasn't a pole position yet this far, which I find absolutely astounding because this man was pretty impressive in Cobalt, wasn't he? Well, I think that he was the first ever Cobalt champ. Jenner's pole position now with 50 seconds to go. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Look at that. By 100th of a second now. He's gone purple in the second and final split then. And they're just coming way into the final turn as well. All of it then, and let's see what Human Bro can do. Can he? He can, he has found 0.2 of a second there. These times are absolutely rocketing up the order. Unfortunately, Tomo tipped top as in Friday this time, but he has got another try. Another bite of the cherry. Sickers button for 5 second penalty at the end of the session. The end of the race then, and that is the end of the actual official race, not the sprint race. So let's hope there's no safety cars for that young man there. We got TK staying full fast at the moment. What about Dynamo Dan? He's out on circuit at the moment there, but there's a car in front of him. It's one of the Aston Martins. So let's take a look at the Aston Martin first. It is Kaz coming in there, but he's almost depleted on the ERS here. Out to the final turn, and Kaz coming up to the line as well. As he improved, he has by 0.6 of a second. Great time there. We got to cannot catch Dynamo Dan. I do. He is third fastest as well. Great time indeed for Diamond Dan. Vintage is unfortunately called it a day, and that is so Vintage is not going to improve. Jitter in the pits. Well, what about Kiki on his debut for Alpine? He stays 7th in the end there for the Alpine team, but that is still a very good time indeed there. Carver Brian is up into 6 past there with Brooksy in 4th there in the Red Bull ring. The Mercedes, the Red Bull are looking pretty feisty out there. Great stuff indeed there. Sickest Mark, oh, he's in the wall. He's down in 14th position as well. Sickest Marcus, his teammate, is also gone into the gravel as well. It's all action here. Tomo tip top is, I think he was just waving to his fans there. What about Psycho? And TK is on pole position here, and Billet stays where he is, but it's TK who has stolen the plaudits here. He's been on pole position twice this season, and now making a hat-trick. He was on pole position in Canada and in Miami, and now he's on pole position here in the Austrian Grand Prix. And TK 14999. Goodness gracious me, what an incredible end to that qualifying session there for TK. He's a 2/10 of a second, just under 2/10 of a second quicker than you, mad bro. And it is pole position there for TK. Magnificent stuff indeed. I think that's also his 3rd pole position of his career in bronze as well there. He is very quick in the 1 lap pace there. Can he get the sprint and the sprint? It's not the feature race. The sprint and the race done as well. And that is the challenge now for TK, who is on 35 points, which he should be on a lot more than that, shouldn't he, with the pace he's got? Let's find out, shall we? Dynamo Dan, 104 amount, was before bronze. Copper, or it's cobalt as well, which we had a couple of years ago. Dynamo Dan, sign me up. Good luck all series. West for saying hit the wall. Brooks said, unfortunately, let's go boys and girls. And of course, Percy mentioning about the incident on Sunday as well. There, of course, is it's indeed there, but hopefully, of course, hopefully they can shake hands and move on then. But it's very tight, isn't it, in the top of the standings though, and it is such a pressure cooker, isn't it? It's very very difficult, isn't it, when you're in wheel to wheel combat when you know your championship rival is next to you. But for us, the viewers, I love it. So, so bring it on, I say. We got Cobalt no longer, Brooksy is saying. Then, come on, Brooksy, Percy is saying as well. Then as we go into the sprint, not a race, it's a sprint, I tell you. Of course, yes, Cobalt is no longer. We do have the 100% league on Wednesdays, of course. Oh, and it's lovely sunshine as well. Fantastic stuff. It is indeed that. So TK then, I gotta say, is pole positioning advantage there going into this race as well? Per saying gone from being 32 points ahead to being 20 points behind in 3 races there. It just shows how much of a roller coaster the Formula One Championship is, doesn't it? But we ain't even at half distance yet. Anything can happen in Formula One, and it usually does as well. And I think that Austria is a flashpoint, and I think that we might see some more flashpoints as well throughout the season, not just for gold, but for silver and bronze as well. Albeit Nigel's away for the next 2 weeks, isn't he there? But he had a fantastic race last night. Was that Nigel's best win of the season? I would argue it was, because I felt that he was on the back foot, last night, Nigel was, and somehow he won that race there. Fangio's been so quick, but in qualifying, but unfortunately does struggle, doesn't he, in the race as well. Don't worry about that, Percy. There's still many rounds to go, and anything could happen between himself and Boxtel. And do we count out Troy? Definitely not. Troy, I think, is definitely going to have his say in the championship as well. And I love it, the freeway fight. Then I think 4th position was Wouter, who had a great start, didn't he? We're winning in Bahrain. So just on board now with TK. We'll go through the grid now, won't we? Troy will win it, Percy is saying. And I think that, I'm going to be honest, whoever wins it, I think will absolutely deserve it, won't they? It's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait there. But of course, we do have a week off next week there. So of course, I hope all the competitors can put their feet up and enjoy Ford Super Sunday. 11 Ford Super Sunday. I don't know what it is anymore. Is it Renault Super Sunday? I'm not too sure. But whatever goes on in the Premier League there, I would try and enjoy it, but unfortunately, being a Liverpool fan, I'm trying to avoid football as much as I can at the moment, and I might take up cricket. Right, let's go for the grid, shall we, from front to back then. I'll only take up cricket until F1 starts. 25 or 26 days to go and counting. And we did have the beautiful Alfa Romeo launch, didn't we? But to be honest, I should stop talking about that because I need to be talking about the grid, don't I, really? It's TK on pole position then for this sprint then. If he can stay in the lead, he'll start first for the race itself then. Hard tyres for Kaz then, so let's see if that comes back to pay dividends later on in this one. No, we got soft tyres for Billet. It didn't go too well. I think Gordo started on soft tyres, didn't he, last night there? It didn't go too well for the young Alpine driver. TK is third pole position of his season then. Umad Bro second. Third is Jinner, who is 26 points behind his championship rival Dynamo Dan alongside him on row 2. Brooksy and Carbrine, grateful Red Bull row 3. New Potato, of course, is on holiday, so I hope he has a lovely holiday out there. Vintage in 8th position there. Kiki making his debut for Alpine in 7th position there. Marsky and Swanshanks 9th and 10th on board 2 Mercedes then on row 7. Psycho and Tip Top then down in the of course got disqualified there. Kaz in 15th, Duncan Dave in 16th, both Aston Martins there on row 7, row 8 then. Serious Mushroom, Hungry Styles there, Scooby Stew and Echo then as the lights are coming on one at a time, and when they'll be released there'll be action here tonight in Austria. Well, I thought it'd be action here tonight in Austria, but we have got a delay here. And we got the safety car coming out, and then now we're go. Vintage has got a drive-through penalty somehow, and now we're go. But the safety car is coming out here, so this is going to be dramatic action. And look at that, it's Jinner's already. Umad Pro is already down into third position because Jinner's up in his second position. And look at that down for Romeo there. And who is that? That is Swanshanks, who's flown right up the order and in 6th position as well. Yellow flags there all around the circuit. I think that this might have to be a restart because there's yellow flags everywhere, and I think it's because that safety car has came out. It has caused all kinds of anarchy, and there's a 5-second penalty there for Swanshanks. It is a bit of there's a bit of a problem out there. There's for some reason a safety car has been triggered, and I don't think that is right then. So let's see how Smithy plays this one. But I feel with yellow flags all the way around the circuit, and the safety car came out right from the get-go, and there's a lot of drivers with penalties as well. This looks like a very confusing start to the sprint here in Austria. That was a very unusual one, and it took a while for the lights to go out, and then when they did go out, Bert Molander felt like that he needed to have a race as well. But the safety car's out. We don't know why. Duncan Davis off the circuit, and Kiki dropping down here as well on his debut. He's facing the wrong way in turn 9 as he spins the car around. Oh dear, oh dear. It's a lobby restart, so it's a lobby restart then. So yes, indeed, I think that is the logical call here. It is a lobby restart because we don't know why the safety car came out there. That was very unusual indeed then, and we got a lot of drivers then retiring from the session then. So that's unfortunate. We can't have. It was very unusual indeed then. The safety car came out and he was raring to go there. We don't know why the safety car came out, to be honest. And I think, as we mentioned, that Bert Molander just wanted to have a race, didn't he? But yes, all the drivers then are just leaving the lobby then, and we'd be going in just a jiffy, of course, then. Well, look, goodness gracious me, this is one night I didn't really want a lobby restart. Of course, there's unfortunately me Streamlabs, which we usually do our streams on, me and Nosey does, was unfortunately showing a lot of pink and nothing else there. So I've had to go to the old school stream through the old PlayStation, and it's and goodness gracious me. Serious Mushrooms asked, why is our lobby restart? When we started the race, the safety car came out, and it was just a full course caution all the way around the circuit, and that drivers couldn't overtake. So I think it's the only logical reason here, isn't it, to have a safety car restart? Because that was quite appalling, really, indeed, wasn't it? Unfortunately, so the drivers will line up where they finished. finished qualifying, and we'll have another bite of cherry, shall we? Of course, we will have another qualifying session. Smith Almighty is just going to be getting the grid sorted. Unfortunately, it always seems to have a dodgy problem. We always seem to have a problem, don't we, Bronze? I don't know what it is about Tuesday nights, but there we go then. Damn, I was buzzing, TK was saying. It was a very good start for TK, wasn't it? Absolutely dream start indeed. But it was... yeah, but I think the rest of the grid couldn't really race as much, could they? Because everyone was getting yellow flags. And Swanshanks was absolutely flying, wasn't he? But unfortunately, I think that's why everyone was slowing down because of the. As I got a lovely shot here of I don't know what that is. As Kaz has pulled off the circuit, then as he is going to get himself sorted out again. And unfortunately, just watching TK as well. Then as I have been invited, so lovely stuff. Let me get in here. And please wait, isn't the game so nice there? As I'm just joining the lobby, I've got everything crossed. Also a good opportunity to wet me whistle as well. Ooh, look at me, looking very stylish as always. All right, 1 second, how do I get back in? No, this to be honest, you would think I know how to get into the lobby by now, but I really don't. I've been doing this for like 4 years now, and I still struggle to get into the lobby. But hopefully, I'll get there one day, as I am now. Back in the lobby as well, so good stuff indeed then. Yeah, so just a quick reminder then, and how many pole positions do I have now this season, TK has said. Yes, you have 3, my good sir. You have 1 in Miami, 1 in Canada, and now 1 here tonight in Austria. You're certainly doing very well. And I think you have I was going to say you have the most pole positions, but it's actually, New Potato has 4 pole positions at the moment, with you on 3, my good sir. So I think that is a target for you to aim for then. But of course, hopefully TK can get that car to the end of the race and get some major points for himself and for the Haas team as well. Then need to finish for a change, TK has said. Indeed, then. But of course, your DNF rate isn't too bad, my good sir, because you've only DNF'd in 2 races in Imola, which I think was in the Imola race, and also Monaco. So you have finished every other race, that you have started in, and you've also finished in the points in every single race as well. So fantastic stuff there. But he needs to get some. You should have 1 win, if not 2. Then it's been very unlucky. Final lap in Miami was absolutely incredible between yourself and your mad bro. I absolutely enjoyed that one. Of course, unfortunately, both of them came to blows, didn't they? At the exit of turn 1, turn 2, and both drivers there failed to take advantage of that. Who won in Miami? I can't remember who it was now. Goodness gracious me! It wasn't even that long ago either, was it? I think it was Bob, wasn't it? Who of course took his race when he was the reserve driver for Alfa Romeo, wasn't he? TK saying finishing qualifying P1 isn't good enough without winning. TK saying remember 2010 where Vettel had so many pole positions there. Well, it was also 2022 as well with Charles Leclerc, really, isn't it? So many pole positions, but unfortunately, I think Ferrari had the most pole positions, but it was the finishing the races and getting those race wins that very much eluded the Ferrari and the Red Bull of Vettel back in 2010. Of course, Vettel in the end did win the championship, didn't he? When Red Bull did get their act together, but they had spark plug failure in Bahrain after starting on pole. Malaysia, what happened in Malaysia? I think he won in Malaysia, didn't he? Vettel did. And in Australia, he had a brake failure, didn't he? Into the, of course, revamped turn 13, of course, way back then. And then, gosh, there are so much things happened to Vettel in the opening stage in 2010. It was ridiculous as well, because we had so many champions. I think we had a 4-way fight, didn't we, in the final stages there as well, between Webber, Hamilton, Alonso, and of course, Vettel, who that was his first championship. He went on to win 4 in a row, didn't he? Goodness me, no, those were good times, weren't they? Fantastic indeed then. Marsky's still not found his mute button. Serious Mushroom saying, absolutely not. Then I think it was Kaz that wasn't a fan of that, was he? Which I must say, it did make me chuckle a bit. But to be fair, I've never been in a gaming lobby like with my mic on or my mic on my head or listening to other drivers really, because that would definitely put me off. So I do understand. I think it was Kaz, wasn't it? I'm not too sure now. Shocking behaviour by myself. I really should remember more. They get I got a memory like a sieve then. As also just a quick also just I'm gonna put in put them in the comments, my good sir Smithy Almighty, with the driver of the day stuff, and I'll get it all. Oh gosh, I've just broken the stream, and then and then I'll pull it up, kind of thing. So good stuff indeed. Aston struggled, gold and silver, open bronze, do well. Equals saying, and of course, Equals had a very good chat with your dad last night, Diggus. Of course, we was talking about Mike Hawthorne. He teach me actually that Mike Hawthorne only the second driver to win the world title with one win, which I find absolutely astounding stuff indeed. I'm glad that Swift Almighty's listened to me as well. Then you can tell I don't go to a Discord when I commentate because I should really turn my tablet on, really, shouldn't I? But I'm very lazy because it hasn't been charged since the World Cup, mainly because for some reason ITV doesn't work on me smart TV, which isn't very smart at all, is it, if you think about it? Shout out Diggerson. Yes, indeed. What actually happened, Dynamite Dan is saying? Well, the safety car decided to come out when the race just started, and then it was yellow flags here. It was just yellow flags all around the circuit, and a lot of drivers got penalties for it. It's a very unusual. It was a very unusual start. The safety car just was triggered for no apparent reason now, which caused all kinds of anarchy. Unfortunately for Swanshanks, he flew. Well, fortunately for Swanshanks, he flew up the order into full position, but had to give his positions back, didn't he? Which is such a shame. Then I'm surprised that he had that reaction, really, because I thought that he was going to have an absolutely almighty shutdown. Talking to Swanshanks, don't forget setups. Oh, goodness me. Of course, I hope I'm getting paid by the hour tonight, because I think that this one might be a bit of an extended one. Luckily, it's quite quick, this Grand Prix, isn't it? As I'd like to be in bed, not to watch Love Island, which I didn't even know was going on until I found out last night off Welsh Maldonado. Mainly because I'm... Oh, no! Vintage has left the session. I think that could be curtains for Vintage. I hope not. He needs to get back in the session pronto if he wants, because I'm sure that in the past we've had issues where drivers have been unable to take control of the car. Serious Mushroom was one of them. I'm hoping that he can get himself back in fairly sharpish here tonight, then, because we want to see Vintage in there, because Vintage and Williams do need to start scoring points now as well. As Hungry Star's done a great job whilst Vintage has been taking a vacation. But I think Williams do need both drivers to start scoring points regularly now. And TK's also left the session as well, and this is not looking very good, is it? TK is the pole sitter. Brooksy's left the session as well here. Oh dear, and it's all going off here. Is everyone leaving the session? Am I the only one in the session? I don't know. No setup. Serious Russia is saying, I'm not too sure, to be honest, but am I the only one in this one? They didn't set the damn lineup. Oh, okay. Is that the race order? Was it? Well, we'll find out soon enough, Ben. As we're just waiting to get going. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're migrating the host, and we're going to have another bite of the cherry then, which is we'll get there. We'll get there soon. Don't worry about that, chaps and chaplets. We will. It's all good then, because this is going to be worth the wait as well, because this Austrian race is usually one of the best races of the season, in my humble opinion. I absolutely love it. Along with Canada, I like Austria and Canada. I also like Azerbaijan as well, because it's absolutely chaos then. As a Vintage has requested to join F1. What do? Do I invite to the game? Yeah. Why not? Let's into it, shall we? Why am I at the back, lol? Can we race today? Bullets are saying as both Ferraris are raring to get going then. Well, yes, I think we can race today. I'm getting nervous here. TK is on pole position. Goodness gracious me. It's like taking a penalty, isn't it? And the other team is like delaying it. And that's exactly what's happening here at the moment now. As we've had a couple of forced starts here tonight. Remember, we've still got a sprint and the race itself to go. This is not the actual race then, as the grid is going to be formed up once again then, and the host has left. Swanshank saying, I think there was an issue with the with the grid, I think so. It's another restart, so we'll have to have. It's third time's a charm, everyone. Third time's a charm. TK is as Tomo is also requested to join as well. I've never had so many people asking to join me, which is very nice indeed. However, I can't put on a setup. Serious Mushroom is saying, I think we're restarting. Serious Mushroom, don't worry about that. I think we're restarting because the lobby has had a bit of a problem. So we'll go. So don't worry about that, Serious Mushroom. Not to panic, my good sir. as we're going into the sprint, and this is only the second time we've had a sprint race in ALR, of course. Then I'm not too sure what you guys think about the sprint, and also this is a dream come true for me as well. Look at me go, TK saying it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I would say, well, no, let's talk about the sprints first. I would like to hear what your thoughts are on the sprint. Of course, my thoughts don't really matter, to be fair, but I'm not sold on the idea. I think the sprint races are good for lower Formula, but for the pinnacle of motorsport, I'm just not sold on the idea. Of course, I'm still going to watch it, obviously, because I'm a typical F1 fan. I just like moaning all the time. But of course, I would like. I would rather not have the sprint race at all, personally. I'm up 9 places. Keep it going, Serious Russia was saying. So I personally wouldn't like, I don't like the sprint races, but we've got 6 next year, aren't we? ALR and, of course, the official Formula 1 season as well. Then. So we are back in the lobby, and hopefully it is third time's a charm then. But this is good news for me, because I wanted to talk about the liveries, actually, and I didn't feel I was going to have time tonight with all the action going on in bronze. But luckily, Smithy Almighty has heard my plea, and it's going to let me talk, which is fantastic. Of course, we've had 4 liveries now. We've had the Haas, which I really like the Haas, the white, red, and black. I really do. I'm quite sold on that. I think it's my favourite livery so far, potentially, maybe. Red Bull is just a copy and paste, isn't it, better? But I wasn't expecting much from Red Bull. The Williams does look nice, but I'm not keen on the matte finish. I don't really like the matte finishes on the Formula 1 cars. They don't look as sparkly as the traditional finishes, and I do get very excited when I see flashy F1 cars. And also today we had the Alfa Romeo, which I did like last year's Alfa Romeo. I thought it was definitely up there with one of my favourite cars. Was it my favourite? Oh gosh, maybe. But no, the Alfa Romeo, the white and red last year was beautiful, wasn't it? Of course, they've gone for the black and red this year, which looks a bit blocky, doesn't it? I do quite like sweeping colours, like the Williams kind of thing, really. Of course, there you go. I'm not really an artist, so I don't really know what the official saying is for that. But I do. I'm not sure about the Alfa Romeo, but it might grow on me potentially. But we'll wait and see. Serious Russian loves the new Alfa Romeo, so it's very much been like that, hasn't it? Where a lot of drivers have a lot of fans have loved it, and some of our fans are a bit not sold on it just yet. I'm kind of in the middle, but I have a feeling that when it gets out on track, that's when the livery really takes life for me. So I think that. So I'm not going to judge it until I see that. See Ted Kravitz's notebook when testing gets going, and I think when is testing going? It's next week, isn't it, or the week after? I cannot wait then for the F1 season 2 get underway then. Of course, test is not officially the F1 season, is it? But I think after the football, I think I cannot wait for F1 to come back personally. So yes, indeed. And it'd be interesting to see how this season goes. Unfortunately, I do have a feeling that, unfortunately for you Red Bull fans, I do think that Red Bull are going to be very difficult to beat. I'm hoping that Ferrari can get their act together. There have been good positive signs from the Ferrari. Mercedes is not looking too good, is it? Because there's been a lot of rumblings about about James Vowles leaving, and of course how that's caused a bit of a ruckus internally. But we'll see if that's true or not. That's going to be interesting. Of course, we want to see McLaren get back up there as well, because they had a pretty difficult season. Lando Norris drove superbly well, but I don't want to be too critical of Daniel Ricciardo, because it just shows how tough Formula 1 could be, especially Daniel Ricciardo, who was absolutely magical in that Red Bull, and at times at Renault as well. So it just shows how difficult F1 could be, can he? But he was a bit below par, wasn't he, when it comes to himself and Lando Norris, unfortunately. I like the Alpine was up there last year. I'm hoping they do well again this year with Ocon and Gasly. God, I've forgotten who was driving for him this year. Goodness gracious me. So yeah, hopefully they do well this year. I wanted to see Aston Martin do well, mainly because I'd like to see Fernando Alonso right the sharp end of the field again. But then again, I'm showing my age, and gosh, I can't believe it. Made his debut all the way back in 2001. He's still driving in 2023. That is redonkulous, isn't it? Absolutely redonkulous there. And when Fernando was, I never expected Fernando to be around for as long as he was then, but for as long as he is, I should say. Same with Kimi Raikkonen as well, especially Kimi Raikkonen when he's like interviewing. He just sounds like he's just not really keen on being there, but he does love driving, don't he? Kimi does. It was such a shame that he went there, but at the same time, it was good to see. It was good to see new faces on the grid, wasn't it? Like Guan Yu Zhou. Who had a decent season, didn't he? I think solid, if not spectacular, for Guan Yu Zhou, but I think he does need to step up this season. There's a Tyo Porcher, which I thought was going to be in the seat this year, to be fair, but how wrong was I? He didn't have a very good F2 season, did he? Porcher didn't, but I do like the guy. I think he is. I think he's going to be a major star in the future in Formula 1, but unfortunately, he's not done very well in Formula 2. Then again, I thought that about Stoffel Van Dorn as well. He is a Formula E champion, but yeah, he didn't do very well in F1, did he, unfortunately? But I think that was down to the McLaren, really, wasn't it? And Fernando Alonso was in pretty formidable form, isn't he? Fernando Alonso can be a bit of a career killer, can he? TK was 20th, if that helps. Oh, wait, he's my teammate. Never mind, Serious Mushroom saying. But I think what we should say is that it should be a Haas 1 too, shouldn't it? That's what you should have said, Mushroom. As Cole said. Remember that the grid will be is being set up now by TK, and we are about to get going, and it's the shortest lap in terms of time on all the Formula 1 calendar. We have got a sprint race coming up then. This is round 11 of the World Championship, of course. We have a week's break after tonight, and then we're back in action for round 12. And then after that, we've officially hit halfway stage of the World Championship in bronze. And I've given myself indigestion. 1 minute. I'm okay. So, yeah, it's halfway distance just after the French Grand Prix. It's the last time we're going to be racing in Paul Ricard for the foreseeable future now, when we get racing again in Season 9. But, of course, looking forward to Season 9. And this game has received very mixed reviews, hasn't it, between drivers. A lot of drivers not liking the 2022 era cars, and personally, I don't think it's going to get any better with the 2023 cars either. But it might be. But we'll see. We'll see, because maybe I'm counting me chickens before they hatch. Then, but and of course, Easter's only just around the corner as well, which is my second favorite time of the year. As I do love a good old chocolate Easter egg. Matches my shape, which is round. So we're just counting down then to the start of the start of the sprint race, hopefully, as we are just about to get going as well. Vintage has left the session again then. Of course, it feels like a replay here, but hopefully it's not. Dynamo Dan is leading the way at the moment now. He is 26 points in front of Jinner at the moment, who is second, and that is so close, isn't it? The top 5 in bronze is fantastic. The top 5 is separated by 29 points, 30 points, if my quick maths is right. It is redonkulously close then as well. Echo is on a very solid season in 6th position. Remember, he missed a couple of races as well early on. So Echo doing a very good job indeed. And Serious Mushroom, who's been fantastic as well over the start of the season, and he's on 55 points at the moment, very consistent for the Haas team. And Sick as Merc, his best drive of his career in Silverstone last time out, really showed that he was incredible in the wet as well. Sick as Muck is. He has had a bit of a difficult qualifying today, hasn't he? Sick as Muck then, but let's see how he goes for the race then. Marsky in 9th position. I'm disappointed with Marsky then. Hope I'm not being too harsh on the AlphaTauri drive, but I was expecting Marsky to be more at the sharp end of the championship, but we ain't even at half distance yet, so I keep reminding you all. Vintage has left the session again then, so I'm not sure if that's a decoy or not, or if I'm being tested then. And we've now got everyone on medium tyres, and we did have, who do we have on soft tyres? Was it Bill on soft tyres? I can't remember, but everyone's now on the medium tyres, and Vintage is back in session. That is good stuff indeed. Hard tyres for Kaz then, and now hopefully we'll get the race going. And thank you very much for sticking with me, thank you very much for sticking with me whilst I've been talking about all kinds of nonsense there, especially about the new season, which basically makes no rhyme or reason, doesn't it? But I get excited about things. Well, started about the new Formula 1 season. Of course, also, I think the Drive to Survive is out as well in a couple of weeks, which means I've got to get me Netflix sorted out a bit quick as well, of course, as you're not allowed to share your passwords anymore, of course. Equals, let's go Aston. They're 15th and 16th, and they've had a bit of a difficult qualifying, but luckily this sprint race gives you an extra chance to get yourself up the grid. Then, of course, the top 8 that get points in the sprint one. It's like basically 1/3 race distance-ish, or thereabouts. JBDA then saying, come on, Styles. He is in, Styles in 18th position, and Carbine has been disqualified. Let's go through the grid a bit quick then. So this is the formation for qualifying, and TK third pole position of the season, one behind New Potato now, who's had 4 this season. You man bro alongside on row 1. Jinner, who had a great win last time out, is 3rd, and his championship rival Dynamo Dan in 4th position there. Of course, all the championship rivals are very much ahead of the field. Brooksy, great qualifying in 5th, with his teammate Carl Brown in 6th, and Kiki on his debut for Alpine in 7th position there. Vintage is ghosting, that's not good, in 8th, 9th position. Marsky in 9th. Swanshanks, can he get himself some points there? Bullet in 10th position, 11th position. Tomo tip top 12. Collins in 6th, Smoke 30th and 14th. And both Aston Martins on row 8. Serious Mushroom and Hungry Stars on row 9. Row 10 is Scooby Stew and Echo, and Vintage has been dropped to the back of the field, and that is heartbreak for Vintage after he has been waiting all this time. And that Ferrari of Dynamo Dan then is now we're about to get going. Yes, we are going this time. There is no safety car, and that Red Bull is almost half spun out of Brooksy as we go up into turn 1, and Umabro takes the lead then, but TK is on the outside, and TK does the wall of death on the outside and takes the lead back there as well. And look at the gap there, because I think you've had it. Oh, humongous! Look at these all, they're all over the place, and cars have been brought to the dangerous occasion now as we've lost 2 cars at the start here, and up into 6th position. Swan checks out, he's had a humongous bump on the rear, and Cars is out of the race then, and Carl Brown is all the way down in 12th position. Dynamo Dan is down in 17th position as well, the championship leader, and it's a horrific start here. And oh my goodness gracious me, Duncan Dave down 18th position there, as Echo is up into 11th position already. Scooby Stew up into 12th position. Good stuff indeed there. We didn't see what was happening there, because I think we was focusing more on the front here. Collins is up into 7th position, up 6th position I should say, up 7 from the grid there. My goodness gracious me. Swanshanks, oh no, and he's had a good start, but it's come undone, and it's down in 16th position here. And there he is, Swanshanks. So TK set the fast of the race then. As of course, this is the battle for starting first in the race coming up in just a jiffy then. This is just a sprint at the moment. This is just a sprint, and TK, Jenner, Brooksy, and Umabro down 2 positions there. Umabro, he was leading going into turn 1, but TK went on the outside. But now he's all over Brooksy. Brooksy's had a horrific start, and we've lost the second Red Bull. Is spun now and is right down at the back of the field then. And Jenner is and Brooksy's still in 3rd position at the moment in time then, as the graphics is trying to work themselves out. Both Mercedes had an absolutely electric start, and now they are up in 6th and 7th position there. And Bullet is all over the back of Scuba Stew. Great overtaking there for Scuba Stew, but here comes Bullet on the outside here. He is flying on the outside. Is it? He does it, you know. Fantastic there. Scuba Stew trying to come back at him, but Bullet has another part, and takes 11th position away from the McLaren driver. Stars up 5 position as well. Kiki dropped them down the order. Jenner. Oh no, Jenner's off the circuit there, and the Manu second, the World Championship is off the circuit, and the championship protagonist having a nightmare start here in sprint here tonight then, and he's down in 10th position now. TK is at the pass after the race, like 2.5 seconds already in front of Brooksy, who's having a great drive, isn't he there? Is this a new renaissance down for Brooksy then, who's had a difficult start in the championship as he this season? Kiki in 14th position on his for debut here for the Alpine team then, of course replacing William then, who's had 2 race wins I think so far this season, and just going up in to the hairpin as well. TK a 2.5 seconds in front of Brooksy. Umabro in 3rd position there, and now we've got Serious Mushroom up into 7th position. Fantastic there for Mushroom. Kiki and Styles there as a 5th position there. Dynamo down there doesn't want to get damaged at this stage, does he? But he needs to get himself back into the fight. He needs to get himself back into the fight, and Kiki has got the position there. Dynamo Dan on the inside. There he goes then in the Ferrari. But Dynamo Dan then, who's once again trying to fight his way back through the field. He has to do this more often than not so far in bronze. He's done a great job, hasn't he? But I'm sure he must be getting frustrated in that Ferrari. But at least he is in the championship still, I suppose. We got Scooby Stew off the circuit. Same place as Jinner, but I think he's had issues on the inside there. On board with Echo now, of course, he's got that beautiful trim tribute helmet then for his neighbour who passed away a few years ago. Then it's a great stuff indeed there for Echo, and he is now driving superbly well. He's gone from the back of the field up into 9th already there, and of course driving superbly well. Of course, Serious Mushroom is just in front of us. Brooksy has lost out then to Umadbro, but he's giving him a good old rear up the hill there, isn't he? With Brooksy down to third position there, but he's on the podium at the moment. And Collins having a full position. Remember, Collins did a good job, I think, in the other sprint race that he took part in when he was in the Alfa Romeo. And he really likes these sprint races, Collins does, because he's now been in full position. This is his best result so far. Marsky dropping down to 9th position there. Echo, and look, Marsky's actually down to 10th there because Ginner's got past him as well. Donald down is now in front of Stiles, and Stiles dropping down to 14th position there. He's got a bit of a conga line forming now behind Sick as Muck there. Sick as Muck is struggling for pace this event here tonight, isn't he? But of course, they still got to overtake him. DRS is available in 3 parts of the circuit here tonight. Then they have been for the last 2 nights. So DRS has not been moved for the bronze team. You might have said the fast side of the race, so we're only about half. This is a sprint just yet there as they're coming across the line. Then so the gap at the front is 5 seconds there between third and fourth position. Collins driving superbly well. It's great to see him as well. Then he struggled, hasn't he? Is with life as a bronze driver, but in the sprints, I think he finished 7th, didn't he, in the sprint in Imola? And once again, he has shown that he has got some formidable pace in a short run for Echo on the outside. Serious Mushroom on the inside. Lovely helmet design for Mushroom, but Mushroom cannot keep Echo back then, because Echo is in absolute tip-top form at the moment, and tip-top is a car in front of him. Oh, make that 2 cars in front of him as he has got past Collins there. Collins trying to fend off as much as possible. Lovely helmet design from Collins. He's going to go the inside. That's going to be contact. That is contact there. And Collins there, what a shame there. He's been driving superbly on the sprint, but he's dropped down the order. He's down in 12th position now. He needs to keep calm now because those tyres are going to be overheating there. And goodness gracious me. But of course, I think you always felt that gap was going to close there. So yellow flag there as one of the McLarens, I think, has just had some issues, hasn't it? Kaz, what a start for Kaz. Laugh out loud then. We'll ask Kaz in a minute then, when this race settles down then, was he not able to take control of his car? I think he had the same issue as a Vintage. Serious Mushroom there going a bit wide. Echo up into 6th position there. Echo is driving superbly well here tonight, isn't he? Goodness me, he is a man possessed out there, isn't he? Echo is fantastic. But here comes Ginner, who is also got, and he's going to go the inside there, just about avoided Serious Mushroom, and there's been contact up the hill there. And who's that? That's built off the circle as well as he rejoins there. They're going to have to take a base of action. Kiki is all over the back there as well. Ginner there, I think that Ginner was lined up a pass, and I wonder if he misjudged his brake and put up the inside. Is Marsky. Serious Mushroom is being forced slightly wide than he would have liked at that stage there. And oh goodness gracious me, and just going into the midfield now. Kaz saying it's above his pay grade to tell us what happened there. Oh, Ferrari Billets is off the circuit. He's facing the wall. Goodness gracious me, and that would have been an airplane crash if Ghostin was long. Goodness gracious me. So unfortunately, that is such a shame there for Kaz, and that is such a shame for Vince as well. I'm hoping they can start the actual race themselves then. I've got everything crossed, me hairs, me toes, and everything. Dynamo Dan is still in 12th position moment on lap 7. Yellow flag is Billets' tyres are screaming hot then, and now we've got Collins then, who's going to have to defend here, but Dynamo Dan is already going to be alongside him before we get up to turn 3. He is already there, and a great pass there. So Dynamo Dan out the order, and look at that, Williams there, Stiles on the outside there, but Collins are going back up the inside and taking 13th position. Duncan Dave also ready to strike then. Echo is up into 6th position momentarily, but he's back down into the 6th there. Sick as Muck defending for all his worth, and Collins is dropped down the order, and unfortunately it was getting a bit tight there, wasn't it, between himself, Stiles and Dynamo Dan and Duncan Dave, and that's a shame then. Sick as Muck's got a 3-second penalty. That is going to be painful in these sprint events then here tonight. Remember this sprint event then, the top 8 get points then, and this also orders the grid as well. Sick as Muck driving superbly well. Tommy tip top on a great drive as well in that McLaren. And of course, and look at this, Sick as Muck there is alongside him. Yellow flag at the back there. That's what it's Kiki. Kiki's had an issue there, and he's dropped down the order. We're just watching this battle here now, because look at this, and they're all over each other's gearbox now. The McLaren, the Alpha Romeo has been forced off the circuit as they go up into turn 2 now. Look right, there's the Alpha, and the Alpha's on the inside of Echo. There's going to be contact. There is slight contact, but how do they slow the cars down is beyond me. TK is off, he's down into third position. TK is out. Echo is all over the back of him as well. It's free abreast going into turn 3. Oh my goodness gracious me, and they're going to be all over each other. And my goodness me, Sick as Muck has caught that position. He's in 4th position now. Jenner's up in the 5th. Where's he come from? He's up the inside. He has a look. He takes 4th position. Down into 5th he goes again, and as Sick as Muck is now up into 4th. Oh my goodness me, there's a huge spin there between the McLaren of Echo and Tip Top. And it was a shame then. Echo's incredible work has come undone, and he is going to be absolutely furious with that then. And goodness gracious me, then going into the final couple of turns as well. Yellow flag in the midfield then, as is Tomo Tip Top trying to get himself back going. TK was leading the race, is down in 3rd position now. Brooksy leads with You Mad Bro in 2nd position now as we go up into turn number 3. I think it is, and goodness me then, it looks like he's yo-yoing around at the moment now. Oh my word, as now we've got Jinner, who is now really putting the pressure on Sick as Muck. Then the gap is 10 seconds between 4th and 3rd position there. Switcheroo then, he can't get the purchase off of turn 3 unfortunately, but he's gonna but look at that then, he has a lovely slingshot, and he's past the Mercedes, moves himself over to 4th position there. Sick as Muck, is he gonna have a look then? Not quite. Look left, it's Sick as Marsky on the outside of the Mercedes. Magical stuff indeed. Jenner back up into 4th, Dynamite down back up between Ferris, the Ferrari in the background. Hungry Stalls is in 9th position. There are some amazing drives out there at the moment, and also some very suspect driving as well in this one. Good heavens, lap 9 of the race said it is the top 3 there in a league of their own at the moment. They're in a 10-lap sprint race. They're 10 seconds in front of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. McLaren is off for Scuba Stew, unfortunately. And a Serious Mushroom has passed Sick as Muck, moved himself up into 6th position here. Serious Mushroom up 11 positions now, having an incredible sprint race, isn't he? Echo is having a superb race, but unfortunately he's back in the midfield now, and Jinner is lost out because Marsky is now finding some speed then on the outside. Then Jinner goes on the inside there, and look at that, giving him just about enough room there. And Sick as Muck is back past Serious Mushroom as well. Then we got a drag race here between Marsky, between Sick as Muck and Serious Mushroom as well, and Jim Marsky dropping down to 5th position. Serious Mushroom there, giving him the Sick as Muck there a wide out berth there, nudging him out the way ever so slightly. Back up into 6th position there for Serious Mushroom. Marsky in 5th position now. Look at Dynamo down in the background as well as Hungry Stalls is all of the gearbox of the championship leader. Echo is also very close behind Collins as well. Both drivers on a great race earlier on then, but this sprint race is not a very long sprint race at all, but it has just changed on a dime here, hasn't it? Carbine has got a 3-second penalty. You Mad Bros all over the back of Brooksy. Brooksy has not won a race this season, and this is a sprint race, and this could surely really elevate his game back up here. But here comes You Mad Bro, and he takes the lead of the sprint here, and now he is going to be starting first in the race. But can Brooksy come back at him now? Going out of turn 3 now. I feel that he may have to wait till the next lap now for the Red Bull driver. My goodness gracious me, 2 retirements and the 2 drivers that didn't get away. It was Vintage and Kaz. I'm hoping that they're able to race in the actual race, because that is heartbreak for both those drivers there. 5-second penalty for Billet then, who is having a bit of a nightmare in the Ferrari, but he might be going for the fastest lap. But you do not get points for fastest lap in the sprint, of course. Then it's only the points from 1st to 8th. Then there's no fastest lap bonus point now, as Echo has got past Collins and moved himself back up to 12th position. Is Collins down to 30th position now. This is a strong drive for Collins there, but unfortunately it has come a bit undone ever so slightly. This is the final lap, goodness gracious me. And look at this then, and now this is where You Mad Bro is going to have to restart to defend then. TK has lost the lead in this race. Of course, you start on pole. We start from pole position. He will get 6 points still, which is still good for himself and the Haas team. The other Haas driver, Serious Mushroom, in 6th as well, looking strong. Brooksy too far back in this one. So So, you man, bro, that's the most dangerous point of the race circuit. And we got a Mercedes off the circuit of Collins there, who's having an issue there. He's got a 3-second penalty somehow for that, for cutting the corner there. So I think he was, the game was deeming that he was cutting the corner. You man, bro, then this is going to be his first sprint race win of his career. There he is, Brooksy there, very much. This has been an absolute incredible race for Brooksy. And he's going to be starting on the front row. And this is the highest we've seen Brooksy all season. What an incredible race that was there. And into the final turn, and it'll be you, Mad Bro, who'll be winning the sprint, and he'll be starting first then for the race, coming up in just a jiffy with Brooks in second position, TK a third position in the end. Then we've got a very distant fourth position. And look at all these cars coming across the line. As Gino, I think, will be happy with that after a very difficult start. There, when Dynamo Dan has made his way back up into seventh position there, but once again a first line start issue there for Dynamo Dan, as he seems to be involved in a lot of them at the moment, and that is good. It could be a problem in his championship bid for Dynamo Dan there. Jenner also makes his way back up the order as well. My goodness gracious me, Hungry Stars at 10 positions, now in 8th position. He gets a point here. Serious Mushroom probably gets the sprinter of the day, doesn't he? Probably gets sprinter of the day there. He's moved up 6th position as well. Dynamo Dan, lovely first corner. We missed a lot of it there because we was looking at the top 4, but that first corner really caused a bit of a log jam there, and it really helped the top 3 just sprint away in this one. But yeah, that was incredible. What was that first corner? Kiki is saying as well. So there was a lot of drama in that first corner. Unfortunately, we missed a lot of it because we was focusing on the front runners, which was a shame on me. Serious Mushroom there gets driver of the day then for the sprint. Dynamo Dan has launched an attack into him into turn 1, then did someone else into turn number turn number 3 there. So here's the final results for the sprint race, and also the results for the starting grid for the race itself. And so Mad Bro gets a sprint win with Brooksy alongside him on row 1. Good stuff indeed. TK, who started on pole position, finished 3rd, but he does have 6 points to his account there. Jenner, good recovery drive back up into 4th. Then Marsky, great drive to 5th as well. Serious Mushroom from 17th to 6th. Let's see where Serious Mushroom can do then from right to the sharp end with a full race to go. Dynamo Dan in 8th, 7th, Hungry Stars in 8th, Duncan Dave, Sickers Muck, Carbrine, Echo, Swan Shanks, Kiki, Colin, Scooby Stew, Tom Tip Top, and Psycho completed the finishers. Vintage and Kaz was not allowed to start the race for some unknown reason there. That was from the game. So I'm hoping they're back in the session now, and hopefully they can take their starting grids in 19th and 20th position as the race gets going. And it's still beautiful sunshine here in the Styria Mountains. Absolutely beautiful day indeed then. Bronze shouldn't have a sprint race. There's a laugh out loud then. Yeah, I'm going for a dive bomb if I know everyone else doesn't understand physics there. For Bullet there is yeah, we didn't see who did that then, but that was not well, it looked quite a messy start, didn't it? Judging from the map anyway. Goodness gracious me there, as we was following the front runners there, wasn't it, where all anarchy happened further back, didn't it? As we're on the final countdown then to the start of the race itself, and we're starting a little later than usual, as Smithy Almighty, I think, has probably wanted to miss Love Island there, which I don't blame him. Right, as we're now getting ready for the race itself, and of course you can choose on what territories you want to start the race on. And I think we have got solid drivers for Vintage and Kazan who missed out on the sprint then, and when we'll get going then remains to be seen. For the race itself, then, and it is you Mad Bro who's on pole position. And now we're going. That was a very long hold there, was there, from the race director there. So Smithy Almighty is certainly not wanting to watch Love Island tonight, is he? Let's go for the grid then. So soft tyres for Carbrine in 11th position, and for Billet in 18th position. hard tyres for Kaz, for Kiki, for Sick as Muck, for Duncan Dave, for Jinner, for TK, and for you, Mad Bro. Brooksy's on the medium compound tyre. That is going to be crucial in this one, I think. There's a short run down to turn 1, but it's a long drag up into turn 2 or 3, I should say, and then into this corner, into turn 4 as well, which seems to be the action zone over the past couple of days then. You, my bro, starts first then with Brooksy alongside him on row 1. TK in third position there. Six Smoke and Duncan Dave have come together on the formation lap. Jinner in fourth position there. Jinner has outscored this championship rival, but he spun it on the formation lap, and goodness gracious me, and just getting it all out of his system, I hope, there for Jinner. He's in fourth there. Marsky in a very incredible fifth position there for Marsky. As I mentioned, I'm hoping that he can show his form, show his teeth there. Same with Serious Special as well. We don't see Serious Mushroom up this high in the race before, so this is going to get very interesting indeed for Serious Mushroom. Dynamo Dan then has been involved in a lot of first corner issues there. Hopefully he can have a clean pair of heels then in Carson and the Ferrari. 8th position is Stars. What a drive from Stars there. Duncan Davis, 6th Monk, 9th and 10th, and both on hards. Carbrine has spun the car in 11th position, then Echo in 12th, Swan Shanks in 13th, Kiki on this day for the Alpine in 14th there. Collins had an inspired drive in 15th, but unfortunately didn't come home to roost there. Scuba Shoe 16th with Tomo 17th, Billet at 18th, Vintage in 19th, and Kaz in 20th position. And there are 20 cars on the grid this time rather than 18 then. And let's get going, shall we then, as they all lined up on the grid now, ready for those lights to come on then, and hopefully we won't see Bert Mylander charging down his Vince has been disqualified from the session, but hopefully that is is he gone again? Vince says that better not be the case. No, he's still in it, it's good. I was going to have a rant there, so Vince just did it, and now the lights are coming on. That yellow flag once again. The safety car is coming out again, but we're racing again here, and goodness gracious me, so once again it's a full course caution here and going up into turn 1, but again an issue with the safety cars. Marsky has gone off the circuit, and I'm not sure if we're going to have another restart here surely, because look, that safety car is out, and oh goodness me, look, because no one can overtake then, and it's absolute calamity in the midfield here. And look at Kaz, he's absolutely flying, but once again the safety car has come out again, then just like it did in the first sprint race, and absolute calamity here in Austria. My goodness me, I'm not sure what Bert Mylander's doing, and he seems to be finger on the pulse all the time, but again there is more safety car shenanigans there, and I think that it will be again another restart here. An absolute shocker here tonight for Formula 1 gaming, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. And yes, certainly I think that if we thought the Smithfield Mighty really doesn't like Love Island, he certainly doesn't now, does he? He seems that he's desperate not to, as Kiki is giving Bert Mylander the eyes, I think, then, isn't he? As Bert Mylander once again there his cause all kinds of shenanigans there, and it's a lobby restart again then, so everyone, it is a lobby restart again, and hopefully we can get this going then. So twice in one night then here. Of course we do have an extra sprint race, don't we? But yeah, it's going to be a lobby restart once again then, because on the opening lap there, if you can't overtake, then there's certainly no point, is there, really, of racing there. But yeah, a third lobby restart here tonight is pretty appalling indeed, isn't it, for EA Sports' F1 22. So pretty much shock horror at the moment. So Smithfield Mighty is going to have to, is really getting his work cut out here tonight, Smithy is, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. Well, I think we're going to be almost as long as the 100% League tomorrow night as well. I mean, good heavens, of course, we got, what race are we in tomorrow night? I think it's the French Grand Prix, isn't it? Or was it the Hungarian Grand Prix? I'm not too sure. I need to get me old calendar up, I think. Oh my word. Well, we are certainly going to be in for a long one tonight. We still got 36 laps to go around here. Of course, what will happen in this Smithfield Mighty? We'll get the lobby restart once again, and he'll then line up the drivers for how they finish in the sprint event then. In the sprint event then, and then of course we'll be going and hoping for 36 laps around here. Goodness gracious me. Oh gosh, Aaron, there's all kinds of shenanigans in the background. lovely stuff. But goodness me, that was a bit of a shock there to look up and see all of them go up there. But yeah, well, I don't know what to say really. But absolute bit of a shocker here tonight, isn't it? Serious Mushroom, I bet Swanshank scores there. I reckon vintage Swanshank to say that. Goodness gracious me, you're all pointing fingers at each other there. I would blame Farf, but I don't think Farf's about at the moment, is he? So we can't blame Farf. We can blame Farf for the rain. We can blame Farf for the rain in Silver, but I don't think we can blame Farf for these safety car starts. As Donald Dunn had need on the first corner anyway. Donald Dunn saying after, yes, we've already mentioned Donald Dunn's had issues, hasn't he, in the opening couple of corners, and there's a wheel off as well. Goodness gracious me, the March going to have to clear up this track pronto here before get going again then. And Farfo, well, he is around, isn't there? As he just said hi to us in the comments. So it's great to see Farfo is around there. And it's a good job Farf is around as well to help Smith, because it is quite a difficult task to set up a lobby, I must say. I've only ever had to do it once in my 4 years of doing this, luckily. And even then was shambolic, wasn't it? Because I didn't know how to start a lobby, which is always funny. It's always funny to hear, isn't it? As well as I was sat there wondering how to press go, really. I didn't realise that the drivers did it. There we go. And also, I was putting them all on simulation damage for the Monaco Grand Prix as well, because I'm an evil Knievel. Yeah, so Smith Almighty is going to get the lobby set up once again. It will be as they finish the sprint race, the sprint, not a race, I should say. And then we'll be going for 36 laps around the Austrian Grand Prix. And my goodness me, if I charge me controller, thanks, I wasn't expected to be on so late tonight. Good heavens there. I'm going to have to get out my night nurse, I think, now, because this is going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you very much for sticking with us, and really appreciate it indeed then. And of course, we are having, as Kaz is up 19 positions, fantastic stuff there for Kaz. Of course, we do a break week next week, don't we? So this is probably us, our punishment, isn't it, for having the break week then? And as you can see, then Kaz is coming in the pits there. So yes, if you just joined us and expecting us to be about halfway through the race, we have had 2 full starts here tonight in bronze. We've had a great qualifying session, and we're for the sprint. And Bernd Mylander, I was getting confused about that Ferrari. Bernd Mylander, of course, came out there, and the new lobby's ready. Is it? Have I had an invite? No, not yet. Oh, goodness me. Hopefully I'll have an invite soon then, or perhaps they don't want me in there. But Knowles then has said the new lobby's ready then, so hopefully I'll get an invite in a minute, and we'll be going once again then. But yes, we've had 2 full starts tonight then with the safety car. We have had, of course, we had the safety car come out for the sprint, and now the safety car come out for the actual race itself. Safety cars in the start then. We've also got Smithy there invited me, which is fantastic stuff indeed. Carl saying hello, don't forget about you. We will never forget